Imagine a food fight so intense, even Michelin-starred chefs are tossing opinions like hot pies. In the red corner, there is the Team New York Pizza. Crispy, thin, foldable, and unapologetically bold. And in the blue corner, Team Chicago Pizza. Thick as a winter coat and loaded with enough cheese to sink a boat. Stay tuned to this pizza warfare as we bring the unfiltered takes from both chefs carrying Michelin stars to those from TikTok and Instagram. When food lovers gather around dinner tables or in digital spaces, few topics ignite as much fiery debate as the age-old "what's the right way to make pizza" question. It's a conversation that never gets old, and one that has consistently set comment sections ablaze like a roaring wood-fired oven. From social media threads to group chats and food blogs, the debate has continued to rage on for years. People across the globe are incredibly passionate about their pizza, so it's no surprise that strong opinions swirl around everything from what toppings belong or don't belong on a pie to how thick the crust should be, even the correct way to hold and fold a slice. In a world where pizza is more than just a food, it makes sense that these conversations go beyond taste. They tap into identity, culture, and even hometown pride. After all, to some, pizza isn't just dinner, it's a way of life. New York pizza is all about that simplicity, speed, and that signature street smart style. Its crust is famously thin, lightly crisp on the bottom, yet bendable enough to fold right down the middle. That's part of its charm. It's designed for the fast-moving, always hustling New Yorker. Grab a slice, fold it, and keep it moving. The texture strikes the perfect balance between chewy and crunchy, giving just enough bite to satisfy without slowing you down. It's a pizza you can eat with one hand while navigating subway stairs with the other. On the flip side, the Chicago pizza doesn't play by the same rules. The deep dish style is thick, rich, and unapologetically over the top. This isn't something you pick up and fold. Rather, it's something you'd sit down with and savor, with fork and knife in hand, ready to dive in. The crust is more like a golden buttery shell, forming deep edges that cradle layers of gooey cheese, hearty sauce, and a mountain of toppings. Baked in a round, deep pan, each slice becomes nothing short of an event. Now, here comes the issue. New York pizza lovers have a pretty strong opinion about what real pizza should be. For them, it's all about the thin, wide slice you can fold in half and eat on the go. They believe the crust has to be just right, chewy with a bit of crunch, but never too thick. They like their toppings simple and classic. Nothing too fancy or overloaded. Not too much sauce, not too much cheese. They also believe that if you need a knife and fork to eat it, it's already lost points. To a true New Yorker, pizza is quick, satisfying, and best enjoyed with your hands, not sitting down for a full course. Meanwhile, the Chicago-style pizza fans see things very differently. To them, pizza is meant to be big, bold, and filling. The crust is meant to be thick, buttery, and deep, forming a sturdy base for layers of cheese, chunky tomato sauce, and loads of topping. They believe pizza is more sumptuous when each slice comes out looking like a cheesy, saucy pie. For Chicago pizza lovers, more is more, and anything less just doesn't cut it. Before we begin properly, who do you think will get the trophy? Let's hear your thoughts in the comment section. Legend has it that the New York style can trace its roots to one man, Gennaro Lombardi, who kicked things off in 1905 by opening the first legit pizzeria in the US, right in Manhattan. He brought that Neapolitan pizza magic straight from Naples to NYC. Back then, Italian workers couldn't always swing 5 cents for a whole pie. So Lombardi would hook them up with a slice, tossed in a paper bag tied with a string. Soon, more Italian immigrants began to open their own pizzerias. On the other hand, Chicago-style pizza came to the limelight with E.K. Sewell, a former soldier who got his first real taste of pizza while stationed in Italy during World War II. When he got back home, he didn't just copy what he'd eat, he supersized it. More sauce, more cheese, and way more drama. He opened Pizzeria Uno in 1943. Just like that, the deep dish was born. It didn't take long for other Chicago spots to follow his lead after they saw how unique his style was. Now that we know how these two titans of taste came to be, let's take a look at the opinions of the people who really stir the sauce. Because when it comes to the New York versus Chicago pizza debate, even culinary legends are picking sides. Starting with the first member of Team New York. We have the beloved travel chef, author, and cultural icon, Anthony Bourdain, who's known for his love of street food and simplicity. On an episode of No Reservations in 2009, he explained that Chicago is famous for many things. Not all of them are worth celebrating. I've always felt that the so-called deep dish pizza was a crime against food. It wasn't pizza at all, I believed. Instead, some kind of Midwestern mutation of a pizza.
Chicago is famous for many things. Not all of them are worth celebrating. I've always felt that the so-called deep dish pizza was a crime against food. It wasn't pizza at all, I believed. Instead, some kind of Midwestern mutation of a pizza.
Gordon Ramsay, who is a brutal British chef with 16 Michelin stars, also sides with Team New York, as he believes that if it is a deep dish, it's not pizza, but bread.
Why? I mean, it's just like a loaf of bread. It's like a baguette in there.
That's our thin crusts.
That's the thin crust? Stop. Wow. Seriously?
And let's not forget David Chang, the chef provocateur behind Momofuku. The man's known for bold flavors and bolder options, and he makes his stance pretty clear about how he feels about the Chicago-style pizza. If it's not New York style, it's a medieval punishment. Harsh? Maybe, but that's the passion pizza stirs. Next, we have the Iron Chef with multiple James Beard Awards, Bobby Flay. Born in NY, trained in fine dining, and still loyal to the fold, he once noted that even to this day, New York-style pizza is what he still eats. Massimo Bottura also favors the Neapolitan-style simplicity of the New York pizza. He would likely see the deep dish as too heavy, too clumsy. He believes that good food is about lightness and balance. And last but not least, we have Nancy Silverton, the queen of artisan crusts, praises the crack of a perfect thin base. She believes that a good pizza is about the texture and not the overload. But hey, if you're cheering for Team NY, don't get too comfortable just yet. Wait till you hear what Team Chicago has to bring to the table. Starting off with the Food Network sandwich king, Jeff Morrow. Jeff is a proud Chicago native and passionate advocate for Chicago-style pizza. In his view, he feels Chicago pizza is misunderstood, and that it's more than just deep dish. It's about flavor, tradition, and community, and that, of course, it's definitely not a casserole. He champions tavern style too, thin, square cut, and born in the bars of the South Side. Michelin star and Top Chef master Rick Bayless is also on the side of the Chicago-style pizza. Chicago-based chefs who respect deep dish as a unique, celebratory American dish. Then we have Grant Achatz, a James Beard and 3-star Michelin-winning chef who embraces Chicago's culinary diversity. While not a pizza guy, he's Chicago royalty and backs innovation in Chicago cuisine. If anyone would defend rethinking pizza, it's him. He believes that if deep dish is bold, it's because Chicago chefs aren't afraid to break rules. Now, the next team is Team Neutral, or those who have diplomatic takes. And what they have to say about these style of pizzas will blow your mind. Guy Fieri believes that any style of pizza is fine because it depends on your mood and palate, what you crave at that moment, which seems cool. American cook, TV personality, and businesswoman Rachel Ray believes that there's no point stressing about which one is better because they're totally different foods. Her vibe? Just enjoy both. And finally, on the Team Neutral is American chef and restaurateur Wolfgang Puck, the man who made pizza gourmet in LA. Wolfgang believes New York is more adaptable, and Chicago is more of a full meal. They serve different cravings. This war doesn't end with Bourdain and Bayless. It's alive on TikTok, Reddit, YouTube, and in late-night monologues. Several online vloggers and internet food critics and media personalities have also put their takes on the battle, and they keep on fanning the flames of this heated culinary dish war. If you were anywhere near a TV or the internet back in 2013, you probably caught the moment Jon Stewart, a New York native and then host of The Daily Show, went full throttle on Chicago-style pizza. It was a full-on roast, and of course, he held nothing back.
Deep dish pizza is not only not better than New York pizza, it's not pizza. It's a casserole. I'm surprised you haven't thought to complete your deep dish pizza by putting some canned onion rings on top of it. It's a cornbread biscuit which you've melted cheese on, and then, in defiance of God and man and all things holy, you poured uncooked marinara sauce atop the cheese. Atop. The cheese on top, the sauce, naked, cold, on display like some sort of sauce hooer. You know the expression, there's no such thing as bad sex or bad pizza? Your pizza is like sex with a corpse made of sandpaper. Let me tell you something. This is not pizza. This is tomatoes.
Despite what most people assume, Chicago-style pizza isn't only about deep dish. While thick, cheesy classic gets most of the attention, many locals, including Food Network star Jeff Morrow, specialize in another type of Chicago-style pizza, the the vernacular style. Unlike its famous deep dish cousin, Chicago's tavern-style pizza is a neighborhood legend. It's thin, crispy, and designed for sharing with a cold drink in hand. It's the kind of pie you find at family-owned joints, the kind locals swear by, and honestly, it might just be Chicago's best-kept secret. Jeff even shares with everyone his recipe for preparing such a sumptuous meal.
Hi guys, Jeff Morrow here, and we are about to make one of my world-famous Chicago-style deep dish pizzas. And you don't need to get on a plane to enjoy it in my home.
The main difference between the deep dish and the tavern style is the thin and crunchy feeling of the tavern style. It's also different from the New York style pizza, because even though they are both thin slices, the tavern style crust is super thin and crispy, almost like a cracker.
Let's try that crust. Oh, sweetness from the corn. The fact that we only needed it for a minimal amount of time because of this light, airy biscuit quality. So this here is an authentic, real deal deep dish Chicago style.
New York style pizza isn't just about those classic foldable slices. It's also got range. Take the coal-fired slices, for example. Places like Lombardi's and John's have been perfecting these smoky, crisp-bottomed masterpieces for generations. They're bold, charred, and packed with flavor. We also have the Sicilian squares. They're thick, fluffy, baked in a pan, and cut into hearty rectangles. And let's not forget the new school artisan hybrids, which are chefs who take old world techniques and fuse them with modern flair to create something entirely fresh. And finally, we've come to the final showdown. We're talking about none other than their recognition. And on this round, New York style comes out swinging. New York boasts of several Michelin-recognized pizzerias, like Una Pizza Napoletana, Roberta's, and Don Antonio. Chicago pizza tends to get fewer recognitions. While most New York-style pizzerias have been acknowledged at the James Beard Award, the Chicago-style pizzerias have received fewer nods. The NYC style of pizza has also had more representation in food documentaries than its Chicago counterpart. So I guess we can all agree that while both cities have rich pizza traditions, the New York-style pizza enjoys greater recognition among pizza fanatics worldwide. At the end of the day, whether you're a deep dish devotee or a fold-it-and-go purist, one thing's for sure. Pizza will keep fueling passions, dividing opinions, and bringing people together. So, which side are you really on? Let us know in the comments. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss our incredible videos and much more. I'll see you guys in the next video.